Do you think a woman's success makes her more attractive to a man?
I mean, I would assume, yeah. Like,
I think it depends on the man,
Yeah.
and what they're looking for in a woman. But I think for sure when a woman can obviously take care of herself and the people around her, it's attractive to a high value man.
I disagree because there is a statistic that, the biggest predictor of divorce is if the woman makes more money than the man. So I feel like it could almost intimidate the man. And I don't know, when a woman is making a lot of money and has that power, they don't need to rely on a man. Not that a woman should rely on a man, but I don't know. I feel like
I agree with you.
Mhm.
I agree with you. When you say success, I think I 100% agree with you. But I think when I view success, I mean
It's not about money.
yeah, it's not about money. It means she's driven and she's going after the dreams and the goals that she has, whether it be taking care of a family, whether it be being a journalist or anything, whatever they want to be. And that it depends on what the man is wanting in success for a woman.
Agreed.
yeah, I feel like people are just drawn to motivated people, and if you're successful, obviously you're motivated and you care about stuff.
Not to be Freudian, but what I've noticed is people, men and women, tend to be very strongly influenced by what their parental figures were like, and they either go for something similar or they go for the opposite. And I would guess, I haven't looked at the statistics. I've taken psych of gender and whatnot, but if there are more men who have successful mothers these days due to women being able to have more jobs, then they would be raised wanting a woman who is successful and driven. So in my experience, I'm very driven and whatnot. The men I've dated also have very successful mothers, but if the generation prior didn't grow up with that, then they maybe wouldn't be looking for it.
I mean, I suppose there's something to be said for parental role models, but I'm kind of more looking at it from perhaps a more innate evolutionary biological level. Ryan, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, from
you're a successful guy, right?
I would say so.
Do you care about what a woman makes?
Not at all. I think that's a big misconception that most girls don't understand about guys' preferences, which is a guy doesn't care at all how much money you make, or even if you're driven necessarily, as long as you upkeep and you're a normal, healthy, functioning adult. A guy will marry the Wendy's worker. There was this girl at this bagel shop I would go to, and she was obviously makes little to no money, and I was like, I would save her.
Oh no!
I didn't. I didn't save her, but it's one of those things that, even intelligence too. I would say I want a smart girl. I would want a girl who knows what she's doing, but I'll find myself even speaking to girls who are not smart, but I don't even care. I care that they have EQ, but not necessarily IQ. I almost like knowing more than the girl, so I can be telling her how the way of the world, and she's like, I never even knew that until you told me. I almost enjoy that as opposed to a girl that's super brainiac that knows everything and makes money. I would almost prefer if she worked at Wendy's and didn't know much. That way I don't know, I would like that.
I don't think it does it for me. If a girl, her money, it's kind of irrelevant. It perhaps might be relevant if she's actually prepared to simp, but most chicks who make money are not really women do not share their resources with men the same way that men share their resources with women. So men don't reap any benefit by dating a successful woman the same way that a woman might reap a benefit by being with a successful man. Because women really don't I'm not saying some women do, but generally speaking, I'd say most women are not super down to really simp for dudes or share their resources with men. Even successful women, you'll hear from them, they still want the guy to pay for the first date. They'll be offended if the guy won't pay for the first date. So there's just even on that financial level, men don't benefit from a woman's success or her finances or her money. So it's like, why would it be something that we find attractive? And then just on a biological evolutionary level, like men, you know, we traditionally, historically, were providers, protectors. So it's kind of like we don't look to women to provide or protect for us. So it's not an attraction trigger.
One framework that I think would contribute to this is the idea that men are valued, or a man's social standing is much more determined by money, whereas women by beauty.
Yeah.
So if you try to swap it, then it just becomes a little bit, oh, I guess if she'll pay for stuff. Just like if you have a really attractive man, but he's broke, it's like, well, I guess he's cute. It's a lot more exciting to look at, like, a normal guy will benefit more from having a beautiful woman by his side than just a rich woman. And an average woman would probably enjoy having a wealthy, average wealthy man than a really sexy broke man.
Let's go around the table on that.
I want to hear everyone's thoughts on it.
Broke. I think, you know what though? I think it changes by age too. Because for
I
example,
believe
if you're
it.
in college, like you're not, I don't think you're particularly, 18 to 22. I don't think you're super preoccupied with the money a guy makes.